prevent that. And what happened is this fraudster have become, to some extent, very low tech. You know why? Because if you look at nowadays, how people react. The younger generation, they're reacting on Facebook, they're reacting on SMS chats, they're very much active on that. Let me ask, most of these you guys, how many emails you receive in a day? Maybe 50, 100, 200? You just go and ask them younger, school or college going kid, ask them how many emails they receive. Almost zero. You know why? Because it's too slow for them. What they do, they interact on Facebook, internet, through SMS, which is instant. So what they do, they also share their mobile phone numbers, their personal information on those social networking sites. So that's where also they have to be careful. They should not, give us any kind of personal information like account information, or even like if you go for mobile banking, even revealing your mobile number is becoming a risk. Very much risk, because knowing your mobile number, if I know somebody's mobile number and I go to his, let's say for example, Facebook, I'll know a lot of details about him. So that way, when I interact with him as a fraudster, I will know a lot about information about him, and he will think I am a genuine guy. Maybe my bank is calling me. So these are the things we need to do in terms of educating our customers, so that they can also prevent from themselves. Because dimension is moving from what bank can do. Bank can only go so far in protecting customer identity, but customers needs to be aware also. So it's our duty to aware our customers what are the steps they should also take to protect themselves.
Very thoughtful, I think very thoughtful response from Naval. Just to add, Naval, some of the control activity which is available in the market, covered in copy of the presentation, like whenever the transaction happens, one-time password. It generates one-time password. Only once it can be used. So technology is there, technology is using that. There are some hardware token available, which we call actually RSA token. That every 60 seconds actually transmits the cryptocurrency and the display. That keeps on changing actually every 60 seconds. Then transaction specific OTP can happen. I think mobile banking don't actually go doing the mobile banking. There's transaction specific OTP. They used to do that. OTP by SMS. I think this is a very efficient one because it's for a particular transaction only they can send it. Then smart card and digital token, that's also been using, and transaction monitoring. There is no order in the transaction monitoring. On this side, actually, for the transaction monitoring, Standard Bank actually they are using the e-banking for a long time. They are using their internet banking, they are using their SMS banking, so because they are not just a bank. So for this transaction monitoring, actually, what the framework actually is available? The question to Karimun is saying.
If you want to break, they go to bank, the new challenges is like fraud transactions by the hackers. And as we know, there are a lot of in the banking industry. Every day there are a lot of banks which are facing their millions of transactions. And all these transactions, it's not possible for us to monitor all these millions of transactions over here. So there are a lot of software industry over here. We can use a lot of software where we can set rules. So rules are like depends on the customer transaction nature, and where we can say suppose we have set rules on transaction nature, these the transaction data that have been by the customer. And when the customer has done a transaction, if the transaction doesn't support with the rule, the transaction automatically give a pop-up like this customer has done these transactions, but this is not on his nature. So on that pop-up, we can select the transaction and call the customer and check out that whether the transaction is done by a customer or not. And by doing this thing, we can mitigate, lose about 90% of hacking transactions. And one other thing, by doing this, there should be a dedicated team. There should be a dedicated department who has done this transaction, who are we said all of the hacking department, like operations, business. They should be centralized so that any biases. And as you know, Mastercard or Visa, Mastercard, we use three authentications like two-step password, statistic, and like OTP, on-time password and statistic. That is I thought on my view or my experience that the bank have to choose which of they will subscribe, OTP or static password. So on a static password, bank have to provide a single password like ATM, what customer used to do for debit transactions. And for OTP, bank will provide a very unique password for all each transactions, where bank will monitor and determine whether the original customer has done these transactions or not. On my view, OTP is the correct way for this bank to mitigate all these costs. And as of my knowledge, the people which we have, the individual people we have in our banking industry, the strength we have, if any fraudster or as we are in the growing market, and we have all you all know, the fraudster actually targeting our new markets, new growing markets. And the strength we have, I strongly believe we can mitigate all the losses and fix all the fraudsters to stop any fraud transactions and stop them by using our market as a whole. By this way, I think this is the best way so we can mitigate the losses and point out the transactions on every credit card for settlement or all sort of any other channel which we have in our market.
Thank you. So from the main activities within that, the independent review team in one of the new media, which is a paper media. On 8th June, there was a news there. One guy actually opened an account in one of the securities companies, and same time he opened an account in the bank. The securities companies has given only 2,000 check, but one criminal who has altered the check and 60 lakhs amount of Dhaka, these have been taken out from the presenting company. Now the presenting bank, because why I'm telling this here, because we have automation happening in ACH, we have seen that automation also happening. Now presenting bank, whenever they have altered the check, what actually we supposed to look at? We say e-banking condition as well. They have to look at the wallet, they have to look at the presenting bank, because they have to look at the check. Now, they found that okay, it's a genuine check. It's alteration that has been made actually is that there is no proof that the alteration has been made. So they put it in the system, and that they taken from the Bangladesh bank route, central bank route, and then come to the issuing bank. So issuing bank, they have checked the signature is okay, fine. Signature is okay, the customer has enough amount in the month, and they have given it. And the criminal has taken a 60 lakh amount, and this has come in the media. Now, fraud is happening in Bangladesh, so it's not actually happening in Bangladesh. I think Navid is taking the mic, so Navid, if you want to share something.
Sure, thank you. You're very much right. Although this is not about e-banking, but what we have actually left out, I think, is the risk that has been shifted to the presenting bank has increased, because the presenting bank is actually looking at the physical check, and that physical check has to be very much verified whether there are any tampering done on the check. So which is why we need to have some kind of check verification terminals on our each of the presenting booth or teller, because that's where it needs to be screened out whether this check has been altered, be it on the MICR line or it could be on the amount field. Because as you know, all these checks actually have this UV light and UV printing and some chemical induced printing, which if you alter will get smudged, and which you can actually see through these machines that you need to. That's why we need to probably invest to reduce this kind of
So
fraud.
the checkpoint is available.
Yes.
Checkpoint is available. I think more versions of the website and more versions of the instrument actually which will be used for that will be used. Just coming to Najeeb Bhai, actually he was eager to say something, but I think in a very short comment like now because there are
No, since it is not event, very recently I had some fraud experience. Actually, I think you have seen in the media during the last 6 months. Fraudsters also they are very smart. If we protect one, they take shelter in a new device, new technology. For example, during the last 6 months, it is already in the media. What happened? It is some negligence on the part of the bank also. Somehow, if the check, once it is presented to the counter, after some processes, we call it cancellation, the check somehow goes to the check presenter, that is client. He takes out the check and he makes the same, how it is cancelled, how it is posted, how the signature is done. He copied all next few checks and he presents it, takes out the money. It happened in Pumale Bank, Fenning Branch, 5 lakh taka, 6 months back, Sonali Bank, Kola Branch, 10 lakh taka, National Bank, Mireshwara Branch, 17 lakh taka, National Bank, Chowk Fashion Branch, 15 lakh taka, I can keep more examples. So how to protect this? First of all, it is the bank because Mr. Nayak, what he mentioned, the MICL check, it is not yet available in all the banks, all the branches, all over the country. Am I right? So, typical, say, it is our traditional check system is there in the local branch. And these people go to those branches where this traditional check system is there. Again, coming to, because as I said earlier, I'm more busier than that gentleman is, so I'll leave it within 5 minutes. I want to come back to e-banking. E-banking, actually, it is the central bank that can help us. I think you are aware that air ticketing through online is now totally stopped. I think you are aware. If you have anybody has any question, then I can answer. It is because of Air Asia. Central Bank has conducted an investigation and found that Air Asia did not pay due tax and VAT to the Bangladesh government. That's why they asked all the banks, international card issuing banks, to stop international transactions. We had series of meetings with the last 4 or 5 months. It's not yet settled. It's a very simple thing. Tax collection is not bank's responsibility. Even if I buy the ticket from any airlines in Bangladeshi Dhaka, can I guarantee that my tax, which the travel agent has collected from me, is being paid to the government exchequer? It is not my responsibility. It is other people's responsibility to ensure that tax is paid to the government. But for that, for the last 4 or 5 months, this air ticketing through online is stopped. It is not yet open, number 1. Number 2, all say online transaction what we have been doing is not yet approved by the central bank or information. It is illegal as yet. They did not get any bank any permission. Number 3, fraud what they allow is transaction within the country. For your information, transaction on local card is very, very negligible. It is not at all, it is very insignificant. It is very negligible. Fraud transaction happens in the international cards. Most of the fraud transactions
on this side, actually, Najeeb Bhai,